All right, this tutorial is about circle graphs. All right, so the definition of a circle graph is often called a pie chart. It's an easy way to display data, allowing you to see the big picture quickly. The sections of the circle graph have a sum of 100%. Okay, so they can ask you just about anything about a circle graph. All right, so we're going to touch on a few of them. So, for example, if they've asked kids what their favorite after-school activity is, we've got team sports, 20 kids answered, video games, 15, music or band, 7, art club, 5, homework club, 3. Our task is to find the percent for all of those. Okay, what we need to keep in mind is this little formula over here, part over the whole equals percent over 100. We're going to set up each one of these to get that answer. Okay, so for the first one, number of students, these are your parts. So I need to come up with a total number of kids who have been asked, and I need to add those together. So let's see what we get. 20 plus 15 plus 5, 7. That's interesting. 50. We got 50 kids that were asked total. All right, that's a good number. So to set this up, this is your part, this is your whole. So we're going to put 20 over 50 equals x over 100. That x, remember, means your percent. That's what I'm looking for. Well, how can I get from 50 to 100 easily? I take it times 2. So whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top. So 40% of the students said team sports. Now you're going to do this for each one of these. You're going to set it up so that your teacher sees you're doing the work. Okay, but since we know we're always going to take it times 2, then I'm going to take 15 times 2 and get 30%. 7 times 2 gives me 14. 5 times 2 is 10. And 3 times 2 is 6. Now, to double check yourself, you could add up your percentages to make sure you get that 100%. And I do. Okay. All right. Now, what if you're given a already filled in circle graph and you're asked some questions about the circle graph? So we're looking at this with the apparently students were asked what their favorite class was, and here's the breakdown. So if 180 students said math was their favorite, how many students in total were asked? Okay. I have the part. I'm looking for the whole. Okay, so remember, we're going to do part over whole equals that percent over 100. I have the part. They want to know in total how many kids are asked. That's my whole. That's where my x is going to be. So I'm going to set it up 180 over x. And what's my percent for math? 30%. Okay, now I can't easily get from 1 to, I can go this way. 30 times what is 180? 30 times 6. So 100 times 6 gives me 600. So that means x is 600. So 600 students were asked. What if it doesn't work out that nice? So then you have to cross multiply and divide. So 180 times 100, 30 times x. Okay, so 180 times 100 would give me that. So I have 18,000 is equal to 30x. Then we would divide to isolate that x. So we're going to divide by 30. Oh, look at that. I got the same number. Okay, so you have two options. If it works out nice that I can get from one to the other, then do it. Otherwise, cross multiply and divide. Okay, another question they might ask you. If 500 students are participating, how many said art was their favorite? So now I have the whole. I will have the percent based on what the art is. I need to find the part. Part over whole equals percent over, 100. How about percent over 100? All right, so my part I don't know because I'm trying to figure out how many students said art was their favorite. So there's my X. The whole 500. Let's see, what's my percent for art? 10 over 100. All right, this is another easy one I can get from here to here by multiplying by 5. So 10 times 5, X would be 50. So 50 students said that art was their favorite. Again, if you didn't have a nice way of going from one side to the other, you would cross multiply and divide. So 50 times 10 is 5,000. 100 times x is 100x. Isolate that variable and divide. I get 50. Okay. I hope this helps that you realize you can set up a proportion to solve most of the questions asked about a circle graph.